I loved hip hop. I was like, why not? And then we started working together, and then that's how I fell in love. I think that's how I even got in love with this whole hip hop thing. When Zulu approached me to say, let's do something together, let's drop in a tape that's gonna change everything, which it's doing it now. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. That's how I got into hip hop, basically, through Zulu and so my session as Sekasi. There was a session as Sekasi Stitra. That's where we met, and then he approached me and told me straight, like, dude, can we work on something? I was like, yeah. My hip hop sessions was something that I loved back in the days. I remember the days of Slack Splash Jam. I would go frequently on all of my sessions, man. Yeah. Like I'm a fan. Like I love hip hop so much. I can't even believe sometimes I've done so much even for Ikata and everything else. I don't even see it as work. Like like I really love hip hop. Yeah.
Okay, so what I normally ask rappers is that there's a difference between like an MC and a rapper, right? Yeah. So now I want to ask you, because you're a DJ, right? Yeah. So there's a difference between a DJ and a DJ. So which one are you, or are you both?
there's another. I think you're missing the third one. There's a turntablist also.
Okay.
So I'm working towards my turntablist degree.
Yeah. So like,
that's where I'm at now. But the difference between the whole three, there's a DJ where my nigga from next door can take his laptop and go play music. He's playing music. He's a DJ, but he's using a laptop. Yeah. So there's no really much to it. And then there's a DJ that really goes into clubs, works with the CDJs and everything else. That's the other DJ. That's now on some other tip DJ. But then there's a last one, which is a turntablist, which already did turntablist, DJ Primo, turntablist. P Cara, turntablist, like we can name them.
Yeah. And like, what does being a turntablist actually entail?
Yeah, it's an art form of you playing tracks, the scratch, the sequence and how you play your scratches, the baby scratches. There's just it's the whole culture on its own, especially turntablists, because there's so much into it. It's not just you mixing songs and just playing for the people there at home. You need to have 2 vinyls or 1 vinyl, or your 1200s. It could be your Pioneers, it could be whatever that you're using, but it needs to be on a vinyl. You can use your Serato. If you want to use your Serato, you can go analog and use the original vinyls, but it entails a whole lot of details. Like, there's so much. It's a culture on its own.
No, word up. Yeah. And your bio talks about like you being in this space for only 6 years, man. Yeah. Like, how were you able to achieve like so much in such a short space of time? I mean, I've been in this game. I've been rapping.
6 years is a long time.
No, it's not, bro. I've been rapping since 2010, right? Yeah. Started like serving the culture in 2014, right? Yeah. And only now, last year, show. You know what I'm saying? But then, like, in your space, bro, 6 years you've done. You okay? We're going to talk about the old shop. We're going to talk about all that stuff and stuff. But like, like, how important is it to like understand the game, your role, and where you fit in it?
I think again my love for hip hop would put me through because I don't know, man. I have this thing about hip hop that I love it so much. I end up meeting the relevant people, if I may say so, or it's easy for me to know if I do this, I will get this reaction from him. If I do this, I will get this reaction from him. And obviously, for me becoming a DJ, and I'm managing Zulu, and all of this is happening all at once. Clearly, the only thing that was there in my head was, I need to expand the culture that we're trying to do. We need to try to open up, if I may say so. I need to open up on its own, because if you would remember, after Zulu came Abo Anzo, there was Abo Tech Problem, there was Abo Ska, which is Namachita doing very well for themselves now. So I feel sometimes it's more of I love something and I want to be part of it, and then somehow I just become part of it because I think maybe I've built up a rap with people know with OB. This guy is O Production. Now he's one of those guys who DJ. Now he's on that other radio station. He's also pushing hip hop that side. So it's easy for me. Teta FM. Respect. Teta FM.
And when do you air, like, on Teta FM?
Every Friday. So on Fridays 9 to 12.
Now, where is born? PM, AM?
PM.
Okay, now word is born, man. Like, you know, hip hop, like as much as radio stations compete, man, there's always love in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So if you're on our platform, I'm gonna push you, man.
Yeah,
the same thing applies.
My friend, respect.
Okay, no diggity doubt, man. Can you just break down like everything you do as OB, man?
I'm a DJ.
Yeah.
Let's wipe that off. Let's say I'm a fan first. I'm a groupie, man. Yeah. I'm a groupie to this rap ish. I love it so much, man. It's my life. Like it really changed everything that I was from Unkantla to OB. That on its own, it says a whole lot. It's like Unkantla is another different person from OB, and this is through hip hop on its own. So I'm a fan first, and then I'm a DJ, and then I'm a radio jog, and then I'm an MC. I'm an event organizer. I'm an artist manager. I dabble a little bit on the socials and I'm a podcast. I think we have a podcast that's dropping this month. I'm supposed to have dropped it this week, even worse. Yeval Hip Hop Top 5. So look out for that. So yeah, I do that. I do a whole lot of things. Content production. Like there's so much. Yeah. I think the list. I've never really sit down and really thought of it. And like, what is this that I really do? Because I think I do so much. I mean, all production is it's me. It's like it's Obed production. That's me. I do everything from styling artists, from getting gigs for those guys, from everything that an artist need. Basically, that's what I do. So there's just so much I feel that I put in, and sometimes I don't even really realize it until I'm like, oh, Konja was putting those cats back to the city the other day. Hey, I did that. Yeah, when I was on that panel, you know. Like I tend to forget such. But yeah, I do so much for the culture. Eh? I love this. I love it so much.
No, but you know what they say, man. When one takes care of the culture culture will forever take care of that person.
Yeah, true.
All right, let's talk about the culture in itself now. Okay, I was talking to you off air, my G, saying, Hore, I was basically trying to say, so to speak, was that like we basically came up in an era where everything already happened. You know, like I was telling you that back in the day, I actually did not know Umoli and all that stuff. So can you talk about like how the game was, how the game is, and based on what's happening right now, where's the game going?
I mean, I think I got into the game way before you, eh? If you got it in Miskatsaga, Mulimuli came later on, because I remember the first guy that we were on was that really kind of shook everything up was Linda Mkizi, and I remember this from a studio Saga Dome the other day. Somebody isn't just Zamza Sinfulo about Bongs. And we went there, we recorded our little thing, and at this point, I think being eaten that much hip hop, I thought I could actually write, you know. So we went there, and then we were like chilling, and we were thinking, what are we gonna do? And then Pro Kid came through, and like, we don't even care, dude. And then the guy starts speaking there, and we're like, what? I think that's the day I realized, no, I'm not an MC. If that cat can rap like that, there's no way I'm an MC or anything else. That's the day I decided to quit hip hop. But to answer again, to quit rapping, like I used to call myself Giga in those days. I remember this. We had a little Krunyan, and there was some other thing, man. But it's a good thing because we saw Pro Kid and we knew it could be bigger than what we do. And I felt, nah, this is not for me. Behind the scenes this way. And back in the days there was so little opportunities for rap. Like nobody really loved the rap. If you remember, then we were called names. There was the Amapegi Pants.
Like even the other day,
it was bad.
Man,
like it was really bad.
The other day, man, like I heard someone, like I'm walking in the hood, right? And then I'm walking, right? So my
man,
is that what you guys actually call me, bro?
It was really bad back in the days. It was really bad. It was really bad. But shout out to people like Abo Pro. Shout out to people like Isquara Camp, man. They kind of showed us good it's possible in Tanasekaya. We can come out from the shacks that say Alex and actually be on YFM still saying F the politics. And we were like, what? Like, this is really possible. You can really take this to the next level. So from 10 years from back then to now, if you look at it, things are simple for these cats. That's why we have so many white cats rapping and everything else, and which is good for the art because we're growing at the end of the day. You know, don't get me wrong. And that's where I feel sometimes I people get me wrong as if in the problem I don't